when I take my lunch break, I usually go for a few miles around the neighborhood or run up these stairs here or go across the street to the gym and get my heavy lift on. And that all makes for perfect opportunities to test out Samsung's new Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. I've lived with it for about a week now, putting its new BioActive sensor through a battery of tests, comparing it to commercial grade sensors and other highly accurate sensors. And I've used One UI Watch and Wear OS 3, put them through their paces. I've taken all that data, distilled it down into this deep dive review. So I'm gonna run these steps one more time to complete my battery of tests. While I do that, go ahead and click that thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and I'll be right back with you on the other side of this, back inside the lab. Let's go. The Watch4 Series, being smartwatches with fitness and lifestyle features, I really want to start with my experiences and observations there. But I know there are some hardware advances that we need to talk about, which lay the groundwork for all of that fitness and lifestyle stuff. So let's begin our galactic exploration there. This is a Samsung Gear S3 Frontier and Galaxy Watch for size comparison. I have the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. It features a new processor, the Exynos W920, the first 5 nanometer processor in the Galaxy Watch series, and that's important because it enables a few things in terms of the software and hardware. First, with regard to software, Samsung says the new processor is 20% faster than the Galaxy Watch 3. You'll see this most in launching apps, and I have to say that navigating the interface is peppy. It feels more responsive than previous gen devices. In terms of the hardware, you also have the decrease in size, as you saw with the side-by-side comparisons I began with, and the most storage in a Galaxy Watch to date, coming in at 16 gigabytes compared to the 8 gigabytes and less of previous gens, and battery life that is very good for a smartwatch of this caliber, though the bar is kind of low on that one. I have the 46mm Classic 4, which comes with a 361 milliamp hour battery. The smaller 42mm version battery will give you 247 milliamp hours of battery life. The Watch 4's 44 and 40mm bodies also have the 2 different battery sizes. On day 1, I took the watch off the charger at 5 p.m. It was a Thursday, and I didn't place it back on the charger until 8:30 a.m. Saturday. I was running out to breakfast, so I didn't have time to fully charge it. 15 minutes took me from 7 to 25% charge. This watch will get you a little under 2 days for the non-LTE version, but it's more likely that you'll want to charge daily in the mornings while you're getting ready for work, showering and all that. That's if you wear it to bed at night like I do. The 1.4-inch Super AMOLED display on the Classic is bright, the colors are vibrant, and it is easily readable outdoors in direct noon sunlight with a cloudless sky. Unlike the armor aluminum frame of the Watch 4, the Classic is made from 316L stainless steel, but both are IP68 water resistant and complies with military standard 810G, which means a device has passed 29 tests, which include resistance to high and low temperatures, extreme temperature changes, rain, humidity, sand and dust ingress, and vibration and shock resistance. And that includes 5 atmospheres of water pressure, water resistance. What does that mean? There's an important distinction between IP68 and 5 ATM or 5 atmospheres. The difference is, you could say one is more like resistance to splashing and short, shallow dips in water, accidental. The other is water pressure resistance if you're snorkeling, shallow scuba diving, things like that, or maybe somebody pushes you into the swimming pool. The watches also come with NFC for those Samsung Pay moments. Pro tip: if you haven't used it before or use it infrequently, you can still make payments without your phone in tow if you don't have the LTE watch. Yes, the payment will be made offline. Then when your watch reconnects to your phone, it'll reconcile the transaction. All Watch 4 series devices feature Samsung's BioActive sensor, which features an optical heart rate sensor, electrical heart rate sensor, and bioelectrical impedance analysis sensor, or BIA. It also includes a blood pressure sensor, but that hasn't been approved for use in the US yet, so I didn't get a chance to test it out. The exterior of all devices in the 4 series feature 2 buttons on the body, a home key with a red band, and a back key. There are options to change what both buttons do. The Classic has Samsung's physical rotating bezel, which I actually thought was the best navigation paradigm on a smartwatch from the very first version. The Watch 4 has the capacitive digital bezel, both of which help you navigate the new One UI watch and Wear OS 3. And let me help you navigate that while we're at it. Frankly, aside from the breadth of app library, I've always preferred Tizen over Wear, but with One UI and Wear OS 3, what we get is the best of both worlds. Where Tizen users are concerned, the changes aren't major. It all feels very familiar, aside from small tweaks that you'll notice as you navigate One UI watch. Swiping up from the bottom of the watch's screen brings up the most noticeable change: access to those Google apps. Rotating the bezel still has the same functionality as previous iterations of Tizen, where rotating counterclockwise will take you to notifications, clockwise takes you to your titles, along with swiping right and left, of course. But gone are the circular row of apps. You can hit the watch app and organize the new drawer of apps to your liking, as long as that liking is a vertical 3-column, endless scrolling type jumble of icons. Quick Settings looks more One UI than previous iterations, and the selection of watch faces is a forebear of things to come, seeming to take visual cues from Material You. The other big change is that One UI watch will mirror many of the important settings on your phone to your watch and vice versa. Do not disturb hours, alarms, and more. You can also interact with the watch via gesture or via Bixby. No Google Assistant included yet, though it may come in a future update. Ultimately, what these watches are all about is you. Studies have shown that using a fitness tracker can go a long way to helping you be your best, healthiest you, and the Watch 4 series aims to do just that. There are plenty of sensors to help you along the way, but how effective are they? I wanted to know, so I put them to the test. So I'm walking over to LA Fitness. I went to a local big box gym.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it out.
Yeah, and then put start whenever you're ready.
Had my body composition tested. I used my pharmaceutical grade fingertip pulse oximeter, and I tracked my workouts via Polar's H10 chest strap, regarded as one of the most accurate ways of tracking heart rate. The results are promising. The BIA, or bioelectrical impedance sensor, which measures things like body fat percentage, skeletal muscle, and body water, is new to the Galaxy Watch line, but comparing it to the commercial grade measurement my gym uses, it was within plus or minus 2 points of it in all measurements. I even compared it to my smart scale, which has BIA sensors. The gym's sensors and my scale measure things a little differently, one being a handheld sensor and the other placing sensors at your feet. And Samsung's sensor still came within plus or minus 2 points. Next up, I tested the SpO2 sensor in the watch against my fingertip pulse oximeter, and again, plus minus 2. And last, I went outdoors to test that heart rate sensor, and this is where things get a bit more nuanced. The optical heart rate sensor in the watch was indeed just within that plus minus 2 deviation from the Polar H10, but it was slower to track sudden increases in my heart rate. What does that mean? Well, when I performed interval training exercises like running stairs, the watch would be between 10 and 20 seconds behind the Polar chest strap's heart rate readings. In practice, it looks like this. Let's say that starting at the bottom of the stairs, my heart rate is around 125 beats per minute. I take off and run those 3 flights. My heart jumps to 154 beats per minute. My polar sensor immediately displays that, but due to the BioActive sensor's latency in this instance, it's still showing an older reading. Now, if you aren't an elite athlete, this probably isn't going to be a big issue for you. So, in sum, Samsung's BioActive sensor is a very solid performer in my testing so far as accuracy is concerned. Sidebar, I really enjoyed the voice prompts I got from the watch after each mile of work on my walks and runs. It would tell me which mile I was at, how many steps, my heart rate, and how long I've been exercising. And the buds control feature, which is new, it's an app that does just that. It controls your buds. It allows you to control more than just volume right from the watch. If you're exercising, go ahead and activate block touches. Once you get to sweating and have to reposition those capacitive touch buds in your ears, you'll be glad you did. You're welcome. Another element to helping you be your best you is sleep, and Samsung has also expanded their sleep tracking. If you sleep with your phone close enough to you, it will record your snoring. To quote that poet laureate, Busta Rhymes, "Row, row like a dungeon dragon." Those terrible sounds were recorded as I slept with my phone about 6 feet from my face. I never sleep with my phone close to my head, so it's on a desk across from my bed and at the end of the desk closest to my feet. In addition to that, the phone's blood oxygen sensor now records data every minute instead of every 30 minutes and will give you a sleep score in the morning based on the data collected while you slumbered or growled through the night like a dungeon dragon to help you get a more holistic view of your overall sleep patterns and recovery. My only gripe with Samsung's deeper sleep metrics and insights is that it doesn't include a smart alarm, which would wake you up within 15 to 30 minutes of your actual alarm time based on your sleep cycles. A feature on other watches which I found to be quite effective in not feeling groggy when I wake up. And that takes me to some other issues I have with the watch. Faster charging, please. It took me approximately an hour and 45 minutes to charge from 7% to 100%. Right now, I get that 16 gigabytes of storage for my workout tunes, but there's no offline playlist support for Spotify Premium or online streaming at all. That should be added soon, but as of the time of this recording, no joy. And lastly, I wish you could change the screen orientation. I wear the watch on my left arm and would like the buttons to be on the side facing my elbow, not my hand. So if I use wrist wraps or lifting straps in the gym, changing orientation makes it less likely I'll have any accidental presses of these push buttons. And when you add credit cards to your watch via Samsung Pay, even though One UI Watch has a deeper connection with your phone, you have to rescan the card you've already scanned into Samsung Pay on your phone. Why can't I just transfer those cards over to the watch and then re-enter the CVV codes for security purposes? Seems like unnecessary steps with having One UI Watch integration and all. Despite those minor annoyances, I can't help but still feel like this is the best smartwatch on the Android platform, period. The most complete experience, and for a guy like me who never actually stopped wearing watches and who likes huge watch bodies and watch faces like those found on Nixon's, this round body 46mm watch is almost perfect for me. Sure, there are some refinements I'd like to see Samsung make, but One UI and Wear OS 3 are a new thing, so we could see those items checked off in future updates and iterations. For now though, if someone asked me to recommend a full-featured smartwatch for Android users, I'd tell them this is the one. Well, one of 4. You just have to decide which size is right for you and whether or not you need or want LTE. Personally, I'm a big fan of standalone LTE watches, but you do you, boo. Hey, I don't take it for granted that you spent your time with me today here at Android Central. If this video has helped, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe for future videos and content. And I'll catch you in the comments and on the next video.